Now, when David was speaking, David was not blind. So David says that, open my eyes that I may behold wondrous things out of thy law. You can give me the picture. Look at this one. Now, there is the physical eye and there is a spiritual eye. So everybody has a physical eye and there is a spiritual eye. So David is saying that, open my eye, and it is not the physical eyes. Because sometimes you look but you don't see. So David is saying that, open my eyes. Because sometimes your eyes are open but you are blind. So blind people are not those who cannot see. So it is not the absence of sight that actually causes blindness. So David is saying, open my eyes. Open my eyes that I may behold. Because there is a physical eye and there is a spiritual eye. Now, not everybody seated here has only a physical eye. So there are people that have spiritual eyes. And if you don't have spiritual eyes, there is a lot you can't do in life. So David is saying that, open my eyes, get back again. And he's talking about the spiritual eye. So he says, open my spiritual eye that I may behold wondrous things out of your law. So everybody must have a physical eye and have the spiritual eye. If you have only a physical eye, there are many things that will go wrong in your life. So there is the spiritual eye and there is a physical eye. So David says, open my eyes that I may behold wondrous things out of thy law. For instance, we can be seated and somebody will tell you, I can see your mother dying. It means and so if you don't have a spiritual eye, there are a lot of things you will miss. One time, we were done with church and a young girl entered my office. And I told her that you are a witch. She says, yes, I'm a witch. You see, so there is the spiritual world and there is the physical world. Everybody needs a spiritual eye. If you don't have a spiritual eye, men can terminate you early. I was saying to me, say she knew you are dying to your puno. Many of us, all we have is what we used to study. No, that's too dangerous. You can be terminated early if the only thing you have is these two eyes. So David is saying, open my eyes that I may see. Now, every spiritual eye has three things. It has a hindsight. It has an insight. It has foresight. So, everybody who has a spiritual eye has hindsight, has insight, has foresight. He has hindsight, has insight, has foresight. Three people should come. So, I am the spiritual eye. Every spiritual eye must have the hindsight, must have the insight, must have the foresight. You must have the hindsight, you must have the insight, you must have the foresight. Now, the hindsight is that sight that helps you understand what happened years ago. So it means that when a man has hindsight, it means the man is able to understand what happened some years ago. So you can be there and then all of a sudden something happens and you can relate to something in the past. That's hindsight. You can interpret your past and connect it to your future. So when we say somebody has hindsight, they understand what happened from the past. When we say somebody has insight, the person understands what is happening in the now. And when we say somebody has foresight, the person has understanding of the future. So hindsight is the past. Insight is now. Foresight is the future. And every spiritual eye must have these three things. You must be able to see your past and interpret your present to predict your future. must see your past to interpret your present and predict your future. Because you see, one of the things that I want you to have, you can sit down. One of the things that you need to have so strong, the hindsight is not so important, but the insight is crucial, and the foresight is very crucial. Insight is the ability to understand what is happening per time. It's the sight in you. So you are not having money. There is nothing happening in your life, but you have an understanding that things will get better. That's an insight. And when somebody has foresight, the person is able to predict the future. That's foresight. And everybody that has a spiritual eye must have this. If you don't have insight, you can never succeed. One of the shocking companies that have amazed me is the mystery of Chicken Man. Apple is foresight. Chicken Man is foresight. So every businessman must have foresight. You must see beyond the now. It's called foresight. You are able to see. You are in a class. The lecturer is teaching. You can capture an idea. It's called foresight. That's what Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos have. So every businessman, their natural tendency is foresight. The ability to see the future. The ability to see the future. It's a gift you must crave. Because something in your future, when seen, will help your attitude in the present. So David, you see, the temptations you are able to fight is a function of what you see. So Joseph says that I will not commit to Potiphar's wife because I've seen the palace. Those who don't have foresight fall for everything. Those who don't have foresight, there is. If you see somebody who is not studying in class, who is not paying attention, the person lacks foresight. It's the gift to see the future. That's a spiritual eye. So you can't correct attitude if you have not corrected lens. A corrected lens is a corrected attitude. A man must see the future to act well. May God open your eyes to see the future. May God open your eyes to see the future. May God open your eyes to see the future. Shout, I receive foresight. Shout, I receive foresight. You must see. Listen, you see, some of you are here, you don't even know why you are doing business administration. You lack foresight. Foresight helps you to know exactly what you are supposed to do. You know exactly what you're supposed to do. There is no iota of confusion in the life you are living. You understand everything too much. That's foresight. And everybody who will succeed in our time must have the gift of foresight. I was so to me who dachi. Once a while, you must take a journey into your future. Because until you capture the future, you cannot have the right preparation towards the future. You must see to cease. So David says, open my eyes that I may behold wondrous things out of thy law. Do you know that you are a president seated here, but without foresight, you act like a pauper? It's the gift of the unseen. And that is when David says that open my eyes that I may behold wondrous things out of thy law. You are in a very serious trouble if you are blind. Now, as I'm preaching, some have what is called IQ. That's intelligent quotient. So as I'm preaching, somebody understands deeper. Somebody too is sleeping. Now, as a young person, there's something called attention deficit. Your attention deficit should not be anything less than 3 hours. What it means is that if you cannot pay attention more than 3 hours, you are sick. That is the reason why when you go to the library or the lectures, then all of a sudden you begin to close your book because you lack what is called attention deficit. And one of the things that affects your intelligent quotient is too much social media. When you play around Snap, play around Instagram, you are affecting your mental capacity. You must be able to see. You must be able to predict the future. You must tell tomorrow from now. God told Abraham, whatever you see, I've given it to you. And so when you must see. You must see. Everybody was taking taxi. Somebody saw a boat. Then you just move. Because once you see, you become weird. You have a weird, everybody is taking taxi. Then all of a sudden, there is a business idea boat. Then the person won. It's called foresight. There is no great businessman without the picture of the future. And you must see. Business ideas are in you. It takes foresight to untap them out. So there is hindsight, there is foresight, there is insight. Insight has to do with seasonal intelligence. You are patient. Somebody has a bench, you are not moved. Because you know your time will come. That's insight. You have control over the now. Nothing is in your pocket, but you're not envious. You're not greedy. It's called insight, interpretation of the now. The interpretation of the now. I want to talk to you very well, Paul. It's the interpretation of the now. Nobody can influence you to even date a married man. Your school fees is 4,000 Ghana cedis, yet you can't compromise. Something in your future is connecting to your present now. Because when we destroy the present, we destroy the future. I'll talk to you today, Paul. You must have foresight and see where you are going. The Bible says, when the parents of Moses saw, he was a proper child, have foresight. They saw. You see, also who dachi and sanaba. It's called foresight. Now, those who have foresight are not easily offended. Yes, sir. Understand that this one will change. It's called foresight and insight. Those who are patient have this thing called insight. They understand what is happening. And they are singing even amidst the storm. And in our generation, if you don't have insight and foresight, peer pressure will cut you off. So you came to level 100, you knew what to do, and a friend told you that there is some garage and there is some party somewhere. And so because you don't know who you are, you fell for that temptation. You fell for that temptation. But in the beginning, when you were in secondary school, you were extremely focused. It means you have lost your foresight. Somebody has taken the picture of your future from you. Foresight, insight, hindsight. Hindsight means that you can just sit down and understand why this happened years ago. So hindsight has to do with your past. Insight is now. And foresight is the future. So David says, open my hindsight to understand my insight, to predict my foresight. So that's what David says when he prayed. Because you two things are crucial for your success. Your ears and your eye. Two things are crucial for your success. Your ears and your eye. You have to see. This phone, Apple, somebody saw. Okuna, this one, somebody saw. There is a multi-million-dollar idea inside of you. You need to have that foresight and see. If you don't have it, you will struggle. UPSC is somebody's insight. Legon is somebody's foresight. Whatever you are doing now is somebody that bet forth that idea. So you must have foresight. You see, you are seated here. This is not how I started. But some 4 years ago, I saw all of you before you came. Because everything is created twice. Everything must be created twice. You must see the thing in the spirit realm before it becomes physical. If that kind of eye is dead, you are dead. You are in serious trouble. You must have insight and have foresight and have hindsight. Solomon was asked, what is the most important thing? He says that I will choose wisdom. When you see banks and you see wisdom, please choose wisdom and leave banks. Because $1 million to a monkey is still banana. Never take a car over wisdom. Because if you choose banks without the wisdom to drive, you will terminate your future. Yeah. So Solomon saw banks, saw Tasako, and took wisdom. Yeah. He saw banks, saw Tasako, and took wisdom. So always choose wisdom over material things. He says wisdom is the principal thing. In fact, it is the reason why everybody succeeds. He says, Father, I don't want any material thing. I want wisdom. It is the principal thing. Jesus was they asked Jesus, he says, when they saw the mighty works, he says, what wisdom is this? The force behind exploit is wisdom. Those who top the class are wise. Those who succeed are wise. Wisdom is the force behind unusual exploit. You must have wisdom. You must have wisdom. You must have wisdom. And when it comes to wisdom, there are levels in wisdom. You can give me the picture. There are levels in wisdom. You can give me the picture. You must have wisdom. Now, your wisdom level can be 20%. Mine can be 40. There is 60. So sometimes you are wise, but you are 20%. So there is a measure of wisdom. Somebody can have 20%. Somebody can have 40. Somebody can have 60. Somebody can have 80. Why? The measure of the wisdom is directly proportional to your knowledge base. What it means is that wisdom is proportional to knowledge. It means that if you are 20%, it means your knowledge base is 20%. It means you can be a fool on Monday and be wise on Sunday. Because wisdom is not a climax, it's a step. It's not a climax, it's a step. So you can, Bible said, and Jesus grew in wisdom. So there is a measure of wisdom. Everybody's wisdom is not the same. So some people are there, they are stupid. They are fools. For instance, this week I was talking about some strange, foolish wisdom act. Anybody who doesn't have a job and follows football is a fool. That is extreme stupidity. Because there is no way you have met Ciro Ronaldo before. Don't be a football fan and not be a Destiny fan. So you see a young man and he's enthusiastic about football. He has not met Messi before. But every day, then he's posting things, wasting their time. That person lacks wisdom. Because wisdom will tell you that I must stop the football and look for my money. So wisdom has a voice. It says, wisdom cried out in the gate. You are a fool. That's why you follow football. When you see a young guy who doesn't go to class, that guy lacks wisdom because he doesn't know that his degree will determine his future. So he is a fool. His level is 20%. So he thinks he's wise, but it's actually 20%.
You're helping somebody.
Hey, his level is very down. So sometimes don't express your foolishness in the midst of wise men. Before you talk to anybody, check their wisdom level. Because sometimes you are a baby before some people. So you are in a hurry to express your ignorance. You are very foolish. So wisdom is in level. So sometimes you can look at somebody, you think the person is wise, but you realize that the person doesn't tally. Because you can be wise in your class and be foolish in tertiary. Because wisdom is measured. Wisdom is in degrees. You grow in wisdom. You grow in wisdom. So never come to a place where you think you are wise. Your breakthrough today is somebody's failure yesterday. Yeah. And you see, your per capita income is somebody's tithe. Yeah, it's somebody's tithe. There are levels in life, huh? There are levels in life. And so one of the things you have to be very careful about is about not expressing your ignorance too early. There are levels in life. In this room right now, it's a young girl who has been able to give God $11,000. But she's calm. You have 2,000 Ghana cedis. You think that you are the rich in the room. Because you don't have anybody's Momo account. So you cannot tell who has what in the room. So if you go to a place and you still think that you are the richest, you have been a fool. And they will be laughing at you. So always know the level of wisdom of the place that you are before you act. Because sometimes you will express mediocrity. you'll be shocked. You will express serious mediocrity. So wisdom is in levels. But today I'm going to give you practical wisdom keys. Listen, I'm going to tell you about 30 things that when you apply, you will not fail. 30 things that when you apply, practical wisdom, within 30 minutes I'll be done. Practical wisdom keys that when you apply, you will not fail. The first wisdom key is don't write. The first one, don't write. From the second one, you write. Wisdom. Listen, the first wisdom key is whatever you don't have, you have not created the time for. What you don't have, you have not created the time for. Because time is what you use to buy anything. Listen to me, don't write yet. Whatever you don't have, you have not created the time for. And anybody you give your 1 hour to, check whether the person deserves it. What you don't have, you have not created the time for. And time wasters are destiny wasters. I was telling the daughter, I said, you are in school, you have close lectures, and you are dating a man. He's done with work, so he meets you downstairs. But he came with a Benz. Then he stood in the car with you for 4 hours. Then when he was done, he did everything he would do with you, and then he left to his house. So he took 4 hours of your time in a Benz, and when he was going, he dropped 300 Ghana cedis. You didn't cheat him. He has wasted your time. If you don't know that your future is a response to how you manage time, you will fail. Make sure that whatever you are giving your time to is worth it. Whatever you are giving your time to is worth it. It means that if I'm talking to Godfred for 3 hours, no, the issue is, Pastor Collins, why won't I stay and play PS4 for 4 hours? Because what is PS4 giving me? What you don't have, you have not created the time for. Time is the currency of life. Don't waste it. I tell people, if your schedule is flexible, you can do professional course. You are doing public relations, so there's 4 years. Don't come to school and finish with only a degree. You can do 2. The time is enough. Do more. Because everybody maximizes time. So you must make time to make some things happen. And whatever you are giving time to, be sure it's worth a future. Don't waste time this year. Ziklag says, I wasted time and time wasted me. Don't waste time this year. I'm giving you wisdom. You are talking on the phone. You're on video call for about 1.5 hours. Wait and ask, what are we talking about? 1.5 hours on video call. What are we talking about? You are wasting precious time. Now, let me give you this analogy. In America, 1 hour is $20. 2 hours is $40. And so when you spend 2 hours with a young man, another young man has gotten $40 in America. He's gotten $40 in America. So if you don't maximum time, you will lose a lot of things in the future. So time wasters are destiny wasters. Don't waste your time. The school is 4 years. Don't use 5 years to finish. Anything you don't have, you have not created the time for. Anything you don't have, you have not created what? The time for. I said what? Anything you don't have, you have not created what? The time for. Anything you don't have, you have not created what? The time for. Now, I'm giving you an assignment this week. Track how many minutes you spend on social media. You will see that every young person spends 20 hours on social media. So 4 hours is left. You realize that you spend 20 hours on social media. There is something stealing your time. Be greedy about it. Be greedy about it. Let Monday count. Let Tuesday count. Let Wednesday count. Let Thursday count. Let Friday count. Let Saturday count. Be greedy about it, because time is all you have. It's the unit of destiny. Don't waste time. Don't waste time. Don't go and stand somewhere and be watching football for 2 hours. Don't waste time. You came to school to come and learn. Just learn and leave. It's 4 years. Don't add another mountain to the mountain your parents are going through. Don't waste time. Zikla says, I wasted time and time wasted me. You see young men, 4 years, they were never focused. And after they are done with school, hey, they want to do this, they want to do this, they want to do this. The most painful thing is when the vision is clear, but the time is short. The vision is clear, but you wasted time. You wasted time. And time lost can be regained. Don't waste time. The class is 9. Don't get there 11. Don't get there at 11 when the class is 9. Don't. Because you see, your respect to time will predict your financial future. Your respect to time will predict your financial future. What it means is that if you see somebody who is poor, the person has poor managerial time management skills. So those who are coming late automatically are poor. Are you getting to what I'm saying? No, listen to me. I don't care if you don't come to the church again. Can you imagine that you are going to take visa at 6 and you came at 9? Now, if you are not late at visa, why are you late at church? It means, because see, whoever you give your time to is a function of respect. They are not late. They don't respect God. That's it. So Africans, when you say 10 o'clock, he thinks it's 12. The problem that we are going through, oh Jesus, the problem we are going through in this generation is that many of we don't respect time. Time is the currency of life. Don't waste it again. Paul says making the most of the time. It means if it's 24 hours, use 23 and a half. Making the most of the time. What? Who is that who deserves my 7 hours on the call? Who is he? He's not born. Don't waste time. Don't waste it. Don't waste it. And let me tell you something. I'm not trying to. I'm teaching you. Listen, when the meeting is 7 o'clock, set off at 5. Those who are late will be late in life. And come meetings late. Don't attend to any function late. You said anything with him. And yes, I'll call America. I want to meet Traho. That America no call one a time you attended no you later. If you know you go to class late here, stop that. It is not. It will not help you. Stop it. Late comers arrive late in destiny. Stop it. Can you imagine? I told you come for an American visa and it's 10 and you came at 11. Something in you just wants to come late. Stop it. Stop it. One day I was writing an exam in medicinal chemistry. I knew what I was writing. The examiner says 30 minutes more, because I came to the examination hall late. Your respect of time will determine your financial future. Your respect of time will determine your financial future. Look at me. I said your respect to time will determine your financial future. Don't waste it. If they are, listen, when they sleep, stand up. When they stand up, walk. When they walk, run. When they run, fly. When they fly, disappear. By all means, stand out. That's all I'm saying. Stand out. Respect time from today. Respect it. Respect it. When you see 10, be there at 10. It does something to your inner man. Respect it. Because your respect to time will determine your financial future. I'm going to give you 30 wisdom keys. Do you want it? Yeah. Do you want it? Do you want it? Do you want it? Your respect to time determines your financial future. Your respect to time determines your financial future. Write it down. First point. Your respect to time determines your financial future. your respect to time. We are going through it. I have 20 minutes and I'll be done with you. Your respect to time determines your financial future. Are you ready to learn something? What you don't have is hidden in another man. What you don't have is hidden in another man. What you don't have, second wisdom key, what you don't have is hidden in another man. And so your network is your net worth. What I don't have is hidden in another man. That's the second wisdom key. If you are done, say, Pastor, I'm done. What you don't have is hidden in another man. What you don't have is hidden in another man. An uncommon future requires uncommon preparation. Third wisdom key. An uncommon future requires an uncommon preparation. An uncommon future requires an uncommon preparation. Third wisdom key. An uncommon future requires an uncommon preparation. Proper preparation avoids poor performance. Write it down. Proper preparation avoids poor performance. Am I helping you at all? Am I helping you at all? Access is a continuous test and a proof of favor. Access is a continuous test and a proof of favor. Access is a continuous test and a proof of favor. Access is a continuous test and a proof of favor. Watch me. Let's break this one down. Some of them we have to explain to you. As you are growing, anytime you have the opportunity to get close to a great man, it's a test. Access is a test and a proof of favor. When you go to the workplace and your boss gives you the privilege to get closer to him, it's a test and a proof of favor. Access is a test. Access is a test and a proof of favor. Don't mess up with the access every great man gives you. Access is a test and a proof of favor. It means that if I give Collins access, it means he's favored. Access is a test and a proof of favor. As you are growing, you'll be given the opportunity to go to many places and see many people. It's not everything your eyes see, your mouth must say. Some are dead because they spoke what they must not say. Access is a continuous test. So sometimes your boss will call you, let's go somewhere, and begin to do some things, and it's testing your maturity. And then you also, maybe you just pick the phone and call Frederica. I saw this, I saw that. No. Some things are for your eyes only, not your mouth. As you are growing, you have to be very careful. But the Bible says, be slow to speak, but quick to hear. Access is a continuous test because you are going to be around great men and you must learn how to be quiet. Some things must die with you. You talk too much. Everything your mouth will say. It's fun. Only your eyes and your head. Keep it there. Not all truth are said. Learn this wisdom as you are going. Access is a continuous test. It means we are 7, but I chose only you to get closer. It means it's respect. So you pay back the respect of access by keeping what we shared. When a great man tells you his weakness, he has respected you. Keep it. Because for every great man that came down, somebody trivialized access. There's a young man in the church I've cut, I've blocked. The reason is that people don't trivialize, they don't handle access well. When you give people access, they think that is the end of it. They just mess things up. And when you shut access, you won't get the access again. And your attitude determines your access. That's why Joseph behaved himself very well and he was given access to places. Because every great man wants to work with people he can trust. Want to work with people who can trust. Everything your mouth will say. you will not go far. Access is a continuous test. I wish you know how to keep quiet as you are growing. I wish you know how to keep quiet as you are growing. Access is a continuous test and a proof of favor. Don't talk every time. Learn how to shut your beak. And to you girls, I always give these girls with this wisdom. Oh, my bestie. Yeah, my bestie. Then you tell you everything is out there. It's called private life. You must have one. That's why I don't believe in Snap. Updating people on everything you are doing, you don't have a private life. Some things are for the public, some things are private. You must have a private life. Otherwise, you open up to enemies too early. Some things, before you announce never announce process, announce exploit. You are creating enemies. I tell the young man on campus, even if you brought a Benz to school, don't let your friends see it. It's not everything you must show to the public. Access! It's a continuous test. Access, continuous test. You'll be close to greatness anyway, but learn how to do these things. Great politicians are coming your way. Then just pick a phone. Oh, Charlie, boss, 2 billion a year, you. The boss will accept you, but the boss will be afraid of you. Pastor, what should I do in situations like this? Apply wisdom. Apply wisdom. I can say boss, but to obi evia adie. But this someone said, boss, but why am I shing high ye? Na me so die bi. And na me die, me so die, me so be afa bibi. Wisdom. You preserve yourself. Because anytime people realize that you talk too much, they are afraid of you. And you shut doors when you do that. This one you can pray, he baba. You cannot be retained because your mouth is too big. Your mother told everybody that your father is broke. Your aunties know. Your aunties know. Everybody know what is happening in the marriage. What do you know? What can some natural be? Somebody comes to the church and within 2 months they know everything in the ministry. It's called a secret life. Have one. That's why it's called the secret place. Learn how to keep things to yourself. Have that private life. This is our generation. Everything is out there. Everything. I'm busy. Who is there to talk? I'm bored. Who is there to do everything? You want to come out there? No. Learn how to be very quiet. Access is a continuous test, then a proof of favor. When I bring you closer to me, come. I know what when I bring you closer to me, you went to work at a place and the boss called you. I'm showing you something, it will bless you. Then he called you into his office. Then he starts touching your breast. Don't call another person at the office and tell him. That's not how to do it. That's not how to do it. Do you know why? Because he's a man. Your father is holding another person's breast. Yeah. Can I help you at all? Can I help you at all? Can I help you at all? Because you see, people don't know that people's weakness are not themselves. So, then the boss is touching your breast. Then you go out there on social media. You will destroy me. But you see, as I'm pointing at you, 4 is pointing at me. If you destroy me, you have destroyed all of us. Can you please keep quiet? This wisdom may not be needed now, but one day you remember, Pastor can't be cheremi. Say, oh, say me to me, who the way I miss you. If you know you are talkative, don't be around friends. And that's why you must not have a bestie. It is not a good thing to have a bestie. You must have relevant friends, not best friends. Nobody must know some things about you till you die. Anything you have told anybody, another person has heard it. And anybody who has your secret has your future. Keep quiet. Joseph would have been saved till he said that I'll be the best. Don't declare the plans, declare the results. Learn how to keep things to yourself. Learn how to keep things to yourself. I'm telling you, learn how to keep things to yourself. And to those, sometimes I have a problem with all these young fraud boys. You pick money, no, we keep quiet. Then wait police catch them. You pick money, just keep quiet and chop the money like this simple. You could do some giddy, make them baba. Am I giving you wisdom at all? It's called practical. Say practical wisdom, huh? Say practical wisdom. Okay? Come on, shout practical wisdom. Say practical wisdom. Say practical wisdom. Say practical wisdom. Your environment is your environment. Your environment is your environment. Let's go. We have 20 wisdom keys. Your environment is your environment. Your environment is your environment. Your protection in life is in who God removes from your life. Your protection in life, some friends that left you are actually a blessing. Your protection in life is in he who God removes from your life. Giving is the only proof you have conquered greed. Giving is the only proof you have conquered greed. What you can't give is your God. What you can't give is your God. Are you learning something at all? You don't need a provision if you don't have a clear vision. Every provision follows a vision. How many wisdom keys do we have? You don't need a provision if you don't have a vision. Effort gives expression to prophecy. Without effort, prophecies may fail. Effort gives expression to prophecy. It means that when I tell you are going to become a president, I mean go to school. Every prophetic word is on the wheels of effort. Effort gives expression to prophecy. Are we writing? Are we writing? The Holy Spirit is the most powerful voice in your life. The Holy Spirit is the most powerful voice in your life. The Holy Spirit is the most powerful voice in your life. Never look at anything that doesn't look like your future. Don't give anything attention that doesn't look like your future. We are still on practical wisdom case. Practical wisdom case. Broken focus is the cause of all failure. Broken focus is the cause of all failure. Broken focus is the cause of all failure. Your reward is in the problems you solve. Your reward is in the problems you solve. Pursuit makes the difference between the success and the failure. Those who succeed, the difference is pursuit. Pursuit is the difference. How many do we have? How many do we have? How many do we have? Your presentation is a picture of your expectations. Your presentation is the picture of your expectation. 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 Are we writing something at all? Warfare surrounds the start of a miracle. Every miracle starts with a warfare. Warfare surrounds the start of a miracle. Warfare surrounds a start of a miracle. The person of Jesus guarantees eternity. The principles of Jesus guarantees earthly success. The person of Jesus guarantees eternity. The principles of Jesus guarantees earthly success. What you hear determines how you act. What you hear determines how you act. You are not different from what you hear. What you hear determines how you act. Practical wisdom case. What you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. What you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. What you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. The secret of your future is in your daily routine. The secret of your future is in your daily routine. Let's pause. How many do we have? 20. Oh, 20 is okay. Oh, you want more? You want more? The secret of your future is in your daily routine. Are we done? Are we done? I want to end here so that we can close. I promise to preach very shortly. The secret of your future is in your daily routine. And then your daily routine gives you a strategy in life. The secret of your future is in your daily routine. And your routine is your divine strategy. Your routine is your divine strategy. Practical wisdom case. Your routine is your divine strategy. Life is spiritual. Life is spiritual. Life is spiritual. You have how many? Life is spiritual. Life is spiritual. Life is spiritual. Decisions decide destiny. Decisions decide destiny. The financial decision today will decide your financial harvest tomorrow. Decisions decide destiny. Decisions decide destiny. There is a price for every greatness. There is a price for every greatness. There is a price for every greatness. For everything you want to become, there is a price attached to it. If you are learning, say I'm learning. If you are learning, say I'm learning. Your dress will determine how you'll be addressed. Your dress will determine how you will be addressed. The accurate measure of earthly success is your finance. The accurate measure of earthly success is your finance. Capacity is not intimidated. I have a lot to give you. I have a lot to give you. I have a lot to give you. I have like 100 keys to give you, but we have to end here. But one of the things I want to share with you today is that the secret of your future is in your daily routine. What you do constantly creates a miracle. What you do what? Creates what? What you do constantly does what? It creates a miracle. So always check what happens during the days. What you do consistently. If you want to be a doctor, as you keep going to class, you are creating the miracle of a medical doctor. What you do constantly creates a miracle. You are creating an habit. So make sure that you have a routine. You have something you do every day. What you do constantly creates a miracle. The Lord bless you. Put your hands together.